everybody, this is Johnnie. Geathers. Welcome to another JG Mental Fridays. I hope all of you are having a great day so far and you just got your day started. I hope you have a great day. Today's topic was the topic that was requested by someone. Again, I do appreciate you for giving me this topic to talk about today. And it is on organization burnout. So the first thing I want you to do when it comes to looking at organization burnout is to look at where you fit at when it comes to organization. It could be your job, it could be an organization that you're part of within your school, it could be an organization that you're part of, as an adult, it could be an organization that you're part of within the Greek community and things like that. But before we look into the different aspects of the organization and how burnout comes to an effect with that, we need to look at burnout within ourselves. Within ourselves, we have to identify what burns us out, what makes us tired, what makes us, feel like drained and everything. And once we get to be able to identify what makes us drained and tired, then we could be able to see those different things when it comes to the organizations that we are part of, the organizations that we work for, and things of that nature. But what the things that we got to look at within organizations, we got to look at their environment. That environment is key to help us determine where we stand at when it comes to our strengths, our weaknesses, our work, our performance, and things in that nature. But when it comes to burnout in organizations, I want to talk to you about the burnout factors in organizations. So the first factor of burnout in organizations is unfair treatment. So we already know that within organizations, you have to organizations are supposed to provide respect amongst the individuals that are part of the organization, part of the work environment, and other things. But if there's unfair treatment within that organization, that could increases burnout because there's a feel that one individual got to do better than the other individual, or one person got to do the one up more to someone because they feel like they're not getting the respect or the treatment because they didn't meet that particular expectation or that particular guideline that the organization wants to uphold. Another factor of burnout in organization is lack of role clarity. And this is key when you're talking about working for an organization or doing things within an organization where you don't really know who are the roles, what individuals hold particular roles, and what are their responsibilities when they hold these roles. When there's a lack of role clarity, there's things where you're trying to scramble around to basically could continue to do what you're supposed to do, but then you're trying to make sure that you're reporting to the right person, you're doing things for that right, doing things for the right individual that you're supposed to report to, and things of that nature. So let me give you an example. When you're working at a job, you have the CEO, sometimes you have the CFO, you have your supervisor, and things like that. If you don't know who is who within your particular organization, how can you get your work done? How can you do what you're supposed to do? How can you know what the rules and procedures are within your particular job if you don't know who does what within your organization? So when there's a lack of role clarity, you're kind of basically overdoing yourself when it comes to your work performance, but also you're overdoing yourself because you don't know who you're supposed to listen or follow into, or you don't really know what the orders are in the organization. The next factor when it comes to burnout in organization is a lack of communication. And I think this is important because if you don't have communication within your organization, there's no way that you can get things done. There's one particular individual that will probably do all the work that they can or try to get some things or ask questions and they don't feel like they're getting their needs met. That could create burnout to say, what's the purpose of me being in this organization if I'm not going to be able to get my voice heard? What's the purpose of being in this organization if I feel like I'm not going to get my point across? What's the point of this organization if I don't know what I'm really doing? I don't know what's going on, because if I ask a question, I'm not going to get a response and things of that nature. So when there's a lack of communication, that just increases the aspect of burnout because you're just working yourself thin and try to uphold the standards of your organization, because you know that no one is communicating with you, no one is responding to you, and things of that nature. And I kind of want to talk about this particular aspect when you look at our Greek organization. So within the Greek organization, each Greek organization has different chapters, and within different chapters they have different meetings and things like that. But when it comes to communication and stuff within particular meetings, there might be an issue where one individual don't feel like they're getting their point across because no one is responding to them, or no one's answering their questions and things like that, or they kind of brushing them off because of who they are as an individual. So when there is a lack of communication in that particular aspect, that can kind of create burnout to say, why am I even being here if I'm not going to feel like I'm, get my needs met with a simple form of talking. Another factor when it comes to burnout in organizations, and I think this is really important, is time pressure. Um, and with this aspect of time pressure, I feel like what it is that whenever there's particular deadlines or certain things that need to be done, individuals are pressured to get it done. And it's either based on trying to make the organization look good, it's based on having an aspect of making sure that yourself is looking good, because you don't want yourself to look down upon because you wasn't able to meet a particular deadline. Also, when it comes to having that time pressure, um, it kind of gets you into a moment where you're not just comparing yourself within the organization, but you compare other organizations that they are going against, or not even going against, but basically being looked upon. And that kind of creates an effect of being pressured within time to try to get something done where you don't really, when you really just want to make sure that you're doing the best that you can. But when you're pressured with time, you just overdo yourself and overextend yourself to do certain things to meet the standards of the organization. Again, the burnout factors in organizations are unfair treatment, lack of role clarity, lack of communication, and time pressure. And the corporate exercise I want to leave you with today when it comes to organization burnout is to promote balance. And when I say promote balance, I more so want to talk about promoting balance within your work environment, but also promoting balance within your personal time. So knowing that there's you have a balance, knowing that you have boundaries and balance within your work environment, within the organization that you're part of, and then also having balance and boundaries within your personal time. So when you know that you're on your personal time, you shouldn't focus on work. You shouldn't focus on doing stuff for your organization that you're part of. You should just be able to just relax and enjoy your personal time. And then when you're doing stuff with work, you should just focus on, the particular things with work, and then let the personal time be on its own and not let that affect your work performance and things of that nature. So having a balance between the two, because there are moments where we do intertwine both of our personal lives and our work environment together, and they cause a hindrance into what we're really supposed to do on both spectrums, because we so used to combining both of them together, and that kind of creates more of increased stress, depression, worriness, all those things of that nature, which leads into that aspect of burnout. So mainly you have to promote balance within your work environment and your personal time. And that's all I want to leave you with today. Again, I appreciate you for all your love and support. Again, shout out to the individual that gave me this topic to talk about. You already know who you are. I appreciate you. And for if anybody have any words or topics that they want me to address on JG on Fridays, you can contact me on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel to check out the videos on there. Also go on my website through Wix, check out the videos on there, learn more about me. Listen to different podcast episodes I've been a part of. Check out the articles I did for Helpful Living Magazine and ways to connect with me for speaking engagements and other opportunities. Again, I appreciate all of you for your love and support. And now I'm going to leave you with the closing message. Reflect on the positives, plan ahead, and relax. RPR. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe, be well, be blessed, and